Are you? Finny is here still sleeping. Look at that cute little nugget. And I just got a nice workout in right there at our awesome park that we live by. I'm at Camel's Back Park. There's a great trail that we do repeats on right up to the top up there. There's trails all behind that. That's Camel's Back. And it's actually, you can see some people coming down right over there, popping on over. But that fun little workout area, what's great right now, there's actually nobody on it, but it is a very well used workout section of the park. Oh, maybe some teenage boys might be funny with it, or girls, pardon me. But anyhow, hey Sandy, how you doing? So anyhow, hey Alana, how are you doing? This actually will be really great for you guys to have to learn what I'm gonna pop through is embracing life's challenges. Hey Deirdre, how are you doing? You're gonna like this one too. Okay, so I'm gonna flip back. So here's our park. This is where I am. Hi Dana, how are you? My sleepy Finny. But here's my window to do the video. Oh, you're waving. Oh, wonderful. Here's my window to do the video here. Flip this around. Hey guys, I'm gonna balance it on the stroller here and bend down so I can sit down. Let me see if this will work. Will this work? Yeah, this will work just fine. Okay, so here's what I wanted to pop on and share with you. That is it. One of the things that's so important before I get going is that everyone has got some challenges and you just have to embrace them and deal with them in order to keep going, but it's not an excuse. And as a trainer, let me tell you, the excuses that people have are endless. The excuses I could tell myself are endless, but it's just that, they're excuses. I had to figure out how to do that, how to have the phone go off. One of you guys that's on to be very, let me know if you know how to keep the phone off when doing Facebook Live. I don't know, but okay, so one of the challenges that you guys had was how to keep exercising with life's challenges and what is it. You know, everyone gets in their ruts, right? And like, it's an excuse, which is BS. So I'm gonna just pop back a little bit. Erin Kreitz Shirey, personal trainer and empowerment coach. I invite you guys to swipe and share this with all of your friends, because there's gonna be some nuggets of information here that they can use and they can implement and will help them jump into the fall right now, or at the end of summer, and jump into thinking about what they can do versus what they can't do when it comes to exercise. So we up here in Boise, we just moved up here. It's now been 2 weeks, okay? So what's pretty crazy, it was yesterday made it 2 weeks official. We've been up here, and I have to tell you that I had actually my own big challenges with coming up here. Which I'll get into in just a minute. But why don't you guys do me a favor, if you are on right now, give a little thumbs up. Hey Angela, give a little thumbs up or a wave, a little high five, a heart, any of that, and keep chatting to each other. Because what you've got a question about, somebody else has got a question about, and what you have a comment about, somebody else probably is thinking the same thing. And what's so fantastic, hey Mark, is that you're gonna be helping inspire and empower each other just by conversing together on this fun Facebook Live. So for right now, let's get back to it. Let's dive right on into it, because I know that my window until Finny wakes up is going to be very little. So embrace life challenges, right? Let's think about this exercise. We all have got goals, and often life gets in the way of these goals. We think, I want to say climb the Grand Tetons. I want to, goodness gracious, all these different things are going on up there. I want to, for myself, I want to do nationals this year. Get your calendar day in 30 minutes. Exercise 3 times a week. Awesome. Hey Caprice, how are you? So good to have you guys on here. So for myself, I was to qualify and race nationals. I've qualified before, but I've actually never gone to nationals for triathlon. And I gotta be honest, it's pretty hard, because I've qualified and I've wanted to go, and it's one of those things to where it's just, the little, it's just my own personal goals as an athlete. And to compete at that caliber, and not just race to qualify for the caliber, but to compete at that caliber with the top percentage of triathletes in the country doing so. So I qualified last year at Alcatraz, and I was going to race this year. It would have been this last weekend. And when we decided that we're moving to Boise, there's so many fun middle schoolers right now that are so funny, because my daughter's gonna be at school with them, and they're now biking back and forth behind me as we do this Facebook Live. This is awesome. So anyhow, with nationals, I had everything paid for and was all set to go, but I couldn't fathom moving up here and then leaving for a big huge race a week and a half after. And nor would my own family, my husband, my kids, they wouldn't be able to really fly at that point with having just moved here. So come June, the decision was kind of made for me that I wouldn't be able to race nationals, and you can't follow it over, right? And so, hey Nikki, how you doing? You can't roll it over. You can't roll over that entry. You have to qualify again and again and again. And not only that, I qualified at Alcatraz, which was my fear and a fuel race, right? Like Alcatraz was such a huge, huge, huge goal to do, and then to qualify for nationals at Alcatraz was amazing. So myself, that was a challenge, and it could have been an element of, okay, just whatever, throw it to the side, don't even think about it. And I was bummed, but you know what I used it as energy and momentum to look at what race I can qualify for next year. Took that challenge, already marked out the calendar, I've already entered into Lava Man Triathlon in March, and if you have other races, qualify for nationals for next year, because it's going to happen, and next year I'm going to go. There's no questions. We're not moving, so at least not that I know of, thank goodness, except for to buy a house. But yeah, so that's one little element of it. Now, if this would have been a few years ago, prior to the kids having been sick with all their challenges in the hospital, it would have been a little bit harder, right? So I might not have said yes to myself the same way. I might just put it off. So that's why I want you guys to think about this, is when it comes to embracing life's challenges, this phrase came together when Mackenzie was in the hospital. And at that time, those are challenges that we couldn't deal with. There are things out of our control. Who here has been in a situation where it's out of your control? And you think, I just want to exercise a little bit to feel a little bit better, but life is so surreal right now. I feel like I'm in this tornado and I can't get out. I feel like I'm in this huge, trying to just twisting around, and I can't get out to get what I want to accomplish because I'm supporting everybody else for what they want to accomplish, or being a parent because I have to be a parent, because at that point, with Mackenzie being sick, that there's no question. It's a non-negotiable, right? However, guess what happened during that time? We still took care of ourselves. Exercise was not an option. It was part to fuel us, to energize us, to give us the strength and confidence and courage that we needed to be the best parents we possibly could with making those life-altering decisions. So that was 7 years ago, and that forever shifted. Mind you, prior to that was 2 years was Emerson, right? When she was in the hospital. So when it came to Finley, I already knew how to take care of her while taking care of myself with all of her medical needs over the last few years when she's been out of the hospital. And those are huge challenges, but it was step by step. And my own self didn't get put to the side. And that's where this is a huge answer for you and some solutions for you. So one, with embracing life challenges, I want you to think about what you can control. What are the things that you can control when there's a huge challenge? Versus, woe is me, life sucks, it's horrible. Yes, shitty things happen to everybody. But what can you challenge? I mean, what can you control, right? Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? You'll appreciate this. Hi, Karen, so good to have you on here. So what is it that you can control when there's a huge challenge? Think about that, number one, versus all the stuff that you can't control. Number two, highlight all that your body is capable of doing versus what it can't do. So even right now, I would love to be at the gym right now lifting, but we haven't joined a gym yet, just out logistics. And so I came here to the park and worked out, really hard on this as Finley was asleep, because that was my window to train, and I got in an awesome hardcore workout with one of the guys that was there. Boom, solution. But for you, let's think about injuries. You've got tons of injuries. Think about what you can do versus what you can't do. If say you hurt your knee or your ankle, you can swim. If you are a runner and you hurt your knee and ankle, you can aqua jog. I mean, there's so many different things that you possibly can do versus what you can't do. It's the most amazing people in the world. What I see are those paraplegics racing, and they blow me away. I cry every time when I'm racing and am, pass by somebody who is on two wheels and just flying, their arms as big as possibly can be. Number three, space aside, work with what you have. Excuses are just that. Hello, G.I. Jane. Think about that, you guys. People always complain, oh, I can't work out because I don't have space. I can't work out because I have no money. I can't work out because of X, Y, and Z. I can't work out because I have no time. That's all excuses. I want you to think about that episode, or that little window in G.I. Jane. Did you guys ever see that movie? To where she is pounding it out. She has so many push-ups in there. Hi, Jen, how are you? There's so many push-ups with you so many push-ups with you that she's doing tons of push-ups, the tiniest space possible, and what happens? She gets yoked, right? She's so super strong because what she took with what she had versus thinking about what she doesn't have. She came out and she was so crazy strong. I just think of that scene tremendously when it comes to deal with what you have. Or there's so many different ideas that I think back to the hospital, to where there are many different times where I couldn't even leave the hospital building, and Ken's would be asleep, and I would use a little space by her hospital bed to do caterpillars and push-ups and squats and burpees and dips really quietly, but that was what I had. And use the hospital stairs, up and down, up and down, up and down, you know, with the nurses working with me to, if she woke up, I'd be right back there. But that is what you have versus dealing with what you don't have, okay? You need to be positive, and the endorphins, you need to be positive, and you need these positive endorphins to fuel you during challenging situations. People have to put exercise aside when it's super challenging, right? They'll go, oh, I don't need to work out. I have no time to work out because I'm too stressed out. However, one of the biggest things that you do need is exercise. You need that positive endorphin rush. You need that energy. It fuels you. It forces you to have a little bit of a positive rush in the craziest of situations. So I want you to think about that. When everything goes nuts and you just feel too paralyzed by all that's going on and you're in that tornado, I want you to think, I have to exercise because I am worthy of feeling a little bit good in this craziness. And I also need that energy to allow me to tackle what's next. Okay? And number 5, honestly, if you use challenge as an excuse, your life is excuses. I'm sorry, but that truly is a hard truth. Everyone's got shit that they have to dig themselves out of. Pardon my language, but it's true. And Finney's asleep. Don't worry. She's totally asleep. I would not swear for my kid like that. But everyone, seriously, there's going to dig yourself out of it and think about what you can do versus what you can't do. Thank you, Angela, right? Like, everyone there's so many excuses. And you guys, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of it's excuses, and there's always a way. Pop onto YouTube, look up motivational speakers that are, you know, war vets that have been in an accident, that have lost so many elements of their life. They still find a positive way to take care of themselves and to see the goodness. And I say take care of themselves, they still find a way to make something happen. If you use those excuses, all you're doing is holding yourself back, and you're going to be in that cycle again and again and again. And I don't want you to. I want you to truly live like an inspirator every single day. I want you to feel your most empowered, inspired, positive self possible. I really do. That is honestly my biggest wish and gift. I was thinking about this today, Throwback Thursday, to where a few years ago I toyed with stepping back from being the online side of my business, and I was stepping back and thinking, should I go back into corporate fitness and go work for a bigger gym again, be fitness director or something like that. But Brooke, oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Look at you. I'm so glad you're on right now. So I was thinking about that, and the challenge with that though is that I wouldn't be doing this. If I was in corporate fitness the same way, I'd be focusing on somebody else's message versus my own. And my biggest goal is to have you feel like your own inspirator every single day. And you think of ways that you can do things versus what you can't do. And for you to think about that next goal and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And even if you're faced with a challenge, where you embrace it. Yes, it's hard and it stinks. I'm not saying don't have it be hard. I'm not saying that life is not hard by any means at all. But there's always a positive somewhere. And when it comes to your physical fitness, there's always a way to be active. There is always a way to do something that is good for your body that will nourish your soul. So that is my tip for today. Please message me any questions that you have. Join this amazing, it's going to be an amazing Fear and Fuel Fitness Challenge that is August 28th through September 1st. This is just for you guys. It is a free 5-day challenge. Honestly, it's worth about $500. It's worth about $499 when I was writing everything down for what's going to be happening that week for this big group program. It is truly worth. It's a $49 value for just that 5 days of intensive training, and it is free for you guys. It is completely free. I invite you to join on in for this challenge. It's going to be amazing, and it is a great way to kick you into the fall, to have you living like your own inspirator every day. So have a great one. Tag each other, share this goodness, and maybe not for the kids. So do put a little note that I did say a naughty word there because I said the S word, but that's just me being a total mom right now and having taught PE for a few years, thinking about that. Have a wonderful one. I wish you joy, beauty, and on that note, I'm going to say goodbye.